Um, so what is the biggest focal point against New York tonight?
I don't know. I feel like just being ourselves and focusing on our game plan. I know they obviously have tremendous talent on their team, and they're a hungry team, and a big threat in the East. So I think it's just sticking to our game plan and just playing true and playing for each other and with each other, and I think just focusing on us will help us in the long run.
What does that bye week do for you? Is it good or is it maybe a little bad? Feels like a momentum stopper.
I think it's a little bit of both, right? You're obviously getting into a rhythm, and then having a week off kind of stinks. You're itching to play that weekend, watching all the other teams playing. But at the same time, I think it is good for everyone for maybe little nagging injuries they have that could heal up over that time. So it was nice having that break, but at the same time, I feel like everyone was just itching to get back to practice on Tuesday and obviously get playing this weekend.
So when you do get back to practice, I mean, what is it? Is it just a little bit slower, rusty? You got to just knock that off and get back in the flow. Do you feel like you guys are there now?
Yeah, I mean, I think even with having a bye weekend, it's not putting a stick down and not doing anything, right? It's staying in your best physical shape and keeping a stick in your hand. So I feel like coming into practice, it wasn't like I feel like we didn't really skip a beat. You know what I mean? And I just think this team's really committed to each other. That's one of the best parts about being on this team. So I think everyone was focused on keeping themselves in their best shape possible. So hopefully this weekend it shows.
You guys right now are 7-2, and you look now to this back half of the season. You're halfway through it. Nobody thought that this team would be 7-2 right now. How do you just keep defying odds?
Yeah, I mean, I think it definitely it was coming into the season, obviously seeing what they had us ranked and the odds and all that. It's obviously it fires you up on the inside, and I think anyone who tells you differently would be lying, right? You see that, and it definitely makes you want it more. But I think just doing what we did all season, right? It's not about the outside noise and where people think we're ranked or where we should, people think we should be ranked or whatnot. It's just, proving to ourselves and playing, for each other and just, leaving it all out there night in and night out. And, whatever our record is at the end of the season or, whether it's a win or a loss that weekend, as long as we're putting our best effort out there, I feel like we're taking steps forward. So that's the biggest thing.
Going into this matchup, the storyline is you and Jeff T going not at one another, but going against one another. Is that fun to kind of look forward to a matchup like that?
Yeah, I mean, he's a tremendous talent. I feel like he's a generational player. He's just, it's unbelievable watching what he can do, and night in and night out watching him, do his thing out there. And I think it's just fun, having that competitiveness in you that, you want to go out there and get the win, obviously, but, just play your best out there as well. So it's definitely a fun matchup going against, guys of, that stature. But, I feel like just the main thing of the season is just going 1-0 each weekend. So, it's cool with guys like that you're playing against, but at the same time, it's just focusing on going 1-0.
Speaking of that, the first time you guys played Halifax, you guys only scored 7 goals, and people are talking about the offense struggling. 2 weeks ago, when you guys played them, the offense really opened up again. What was the difference between those 2 games offensively?
Yeah, I mean, it's funny how if you have one game like that, people start to get on you that the offense is slow. I think just in terms of that, I think they're a great team, and I think they were hot at that weekend too. We're playing in their house, and I feel like defensively, goaltending, they were great. Offensively, they were great, just all around. And it just, the ball wasn't falling for us that day. It's not, I think we look back at the tape and we had a lot of opportunities that we just didn't necessarily capitalize on. So going into, last weekend and just knowing that, we just really stuck to our game plan and, just kept doing what we've been doing. That's made us successful to now. And I think that was just, just keep doing what we're doing and, keep punching away at it.
What do you guys talk about it from an offensive unit? Because, I mean, when you guys watch, you guys are so fluid and you guys are so unselfish with the ball. And obviously, you're getting a lot of the press this year because you're having a great season. You're up there in goals and assists and everything. But, I mean, there's so many guys on this team that can put the ball in and make that pass. What is it like in the locker room knowing that, like, you've got 5, 6, 7 guys that can be the guy on any given night?
Yeah, I think that's definitely something that makes us so dangerous. It's not. like you said, the attention's not on one guy, and I think you watch around the league, and there's some teams who just feed their top scorer the ball every play, right, or get the ball on their stick, and I feel like that's part of what makes us so successful is just not worrying about that and not spreading, or not focusing on just one thing. It's just playing together as a team. I feel like that's when we're playing at our best, and I feel like that's when every team's playing at their best too, right? So I think it's just using each other, and yeah, like you said, we have a lot of great talent, great players on both ends of the ball. But speaking offensively, it just opens up everyone else so much more having those guys out there that spread out the defense, and there's a lot that opens up because of it.